Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I want to be talking about the 2019 to 2020 Jupiter in Capricorn transit, part 2 of 2. Now, first thing I want to talk about, going back to some basics connected with this transit, as far as in general, this transit can be very lucky and fortuitous for one attaining ambitions by being conservative, disciplined through premeditation. It might be a lot of luck and real fortune, maybe perhaps by sticking with the true and the tried. As an example, many of you may know that they have something going on now that's very, I guess you could say, innovative in terms of as far as vehicles go, where your car is like connected to the internet and it could be diagnosed from the internet as you're driving, I believe. It might be where, for as an example, where people may be more inclined in a lot of instances to just manually, just check their own problems with their car just by doing it manually themselves, or by bringing it to an auto mechanic. I mean, this could be very fortuitous for just by being more conservative. Could also be very lucky for just being very methodical, organized, being responsible, working within guidelines and parameters of things, and not trying to really go outside the box so much, or being overly unorthodox. It could be very good for just sticking with conventionality in a lot of instances, and through pragmatism and practicality. And also, I mean, Capricorn is a sign associated with reputation, so it can be a good time to do that. I mean, mylife.com, as many of you may know, has these reputation scores, so it can be a time for improving that score on there. As an example, it could be a very ideal time for that. And also just attaining success in general, and through being very prudent and careful at this time. Now, this is also something too, what I want to talk about. This could also be, I mean, looking at this as well, there's some important transits that this is going to be tied in with. It's going to be an important point when transit Jupiter in Capricorn makes the conjunction to Pluto during this time. And it can be a time too where, I mean, this could be simply just an expansion, knee replacement surgeries, because Capricorn can be connected with the knee. Pluto is about transformation, replacement. We might find more truth unveiled regarding government secrets, cover-ups. Could be, again, very fortuitous, very lucky for Capricorn, like surgery, whether it can be something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings. And also it can be a time too where we might find more proliferation of nuclear weapons at this time, because, I mean, it is associated, nuclear, Pluto does rule things that are nuclear. Jupiter is, again, about expansion. Capricorn being connected with the government, of course. Now, another thing too is that we're going to we have that, some of you may wonder regarding that Jupiter-Saturn-Pluto conjunction, when they all conjunct. And this could be a time where very critical. It could be about manifest and exposing the truth regarding government secrets, digging deep. It can be enlarging Saturn-related deaths. It can be something that could be tied in with depression and despondency. There might be more suicides in connection with that. Unfortunately, you might see more or maybe more deaths connected with bone or skin cancer. If that is possible, you may want to check into that as far as whether those can be perilous. I think bone cancer can be, but I don't know as far as skin goes. But anyway, because Capricorn could be connected with the skin. But anyway, it could also be very auspicious for Pluto-related careers, because remember, Saturn could be connected with the career Pluto, and Jupiter is lucky and fortuitous. And Pluto-related careers For example, I mean, it could be things with the occult, astrology, supernatural surgery, recycling, investigation, transformation. And it might have been that this is going to be in Capricorn, this triple conjunction. It might have been one where people have been overdue to get some success through this, through longevity and very long laborious effort. It could have been something that may have been delayed for some time for many people. These people in these professions may start to reap their rewards after protracted delay. Now, and again, it could be prosperity from these careers, which may have been long overdue, because Saturn Capricorn energy, of course, can be connected with delays. And also, this could be very positive, auspicious period for very regimented, consistent occult astrology teaching. And also, I think this is going to be a period. I wanted to go back. This could be a time to looking at this. I wanted to go back to Jupiter, the Jupiter conjunct Pluto transit we're going to get during this Jupiter and Capricorn transit. It can be a time too, I believe, where people might become more cognizant, more no understanding the truth more about death. I mean, I had seen a blog fairly recently about people that may actually be more cognizant about the time that they are actually death. And of course, Jupiter is connected with the truth. Pluto is regarding associated with death, of course. And another thing I wanted to talk about, another transit I want to talk about as far as this goes, where it's going to make a conjunction to Mars in Capricorn on March 20th, 2020. When it makes that conjunction to Mars in Capricorn, it could be a very important, significant period. This could be a time where it could be very fortuitous for expanding courage, confronting authority figures, managers, people that have been over you maybe for some time, that you've been under the auspices of. It could be it could be something where at this time where you might be able to say, you know what, I'm willing to, because you're going to have at this time as well, you're going to have Saturn at the 29th degree of Capricorn. When you have 29 degrees in astrology, that could signify the end of something. Saturn in Capricorn, 29 degrees, could signify the end of something that was could be regimented, very orthodox, conventional, or where you were under the auspices of. It could be a time where something where an authority figure was over you. That period may come to an end, where you might have had some restrictions in career-related matters, and when it transitions into, that means it's getting ready to transition into freedom-loving Aquarius. So when you have this transit, Jupiter making that exact conjunction to Mars in Capricorn on March 20th, 2010, this could be very confrontational energy regarding people in authority, people, managers, people that are over you, supervisors. And it could be a good time if you were planning on doing something that was very more about independence and freedom, where you could have more freedom and flexibility in terms of your hours, maybe be your own boss, doing something where you could dictate your own schedule. It could be that time to do it. If it's something you had planned and you had premeditated for some time, given its Capricorn energy, it's very likely that could be the case. But when so that could be a very auspicious period for doing so. And remember, you're going to have the Sun enter Aries at or around this day too, so this even increases the ability to do something with a lot of courage, initiative, and fortitude at this time and begin. I mean, Aries is a sign of new beginnings, so this could be a very auspicious period for doing something that required certain bravery, certain courage, and valor at this time, in taking action if you had procrastinated for some time in terms of doing something, embarking on you do some kind of career again where you can have some independence and freedom, then this is, or because this could be a time where something or career that may have held you back, it may come to an end at this point in time for many. So, and it could be a time too when you have that transition, going to the transition from Saturn and Capricorn to Aquarius. That could be a time for many, not just to transition out of a career that might have been inhibiting or restricting or held one back, but it could be a time where one may begin some kind of laborious work in some Aquarius type profession like astrology, something with the esoteric, astronomy, computers, information technology, electronics, being something with innovation, being an inventor, or something associated with reforming. So those are some ways this may manifest and pan out, people. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the 2019-2020 Jupiter in Capricorn transit, part 2 of 2. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.